Hi, this is Vikash here from Galaxy of Homes. We have now bought over 180 properties over a period of 2 years. So people often ask me, is buy to let dead now because of all these new tax laws? So let me talk through them. So first new tax law which affected buy to let was the new 3% stamp duty. Now most of our properties which we buy are around 55,000 pound anyway. So an additional 3% means about an additional 1,500. So in a bigger scheme of things, it's not too much. Whereas if you buy in London or more expensive area where the average house price for a 3-bed terrace is about 400,000, is 12,000 pound extra, which is almost like a deposit for our house. So the additional 3% stamp duty doesn't affect too much for our investment. So the second one is the stress test introduced by the mortgage lender. What it basically means is that your rent should be covering 145% of your mortgage. Now the key thing here is, which most people are unaware, is when they do this stress test, they don't take the current lending rate, which is around 2 to 3% currently. They will take 5.5%. So for most of our rent versus mortgage ratio is about 5 to 6 times. For example, the rent would be 450 and typically our mortgage is around 80 pounds. So it's 5 to 6 times. So even if they take the stress test, it covers 250 to 260%, whereas their lending criteria is only 145%. So it doesn't really affect in the investment we do. But again, if you are living in Cambridge, London or Oxford or down south, it won't work. It's just too high interest rate. And the third one which they have introduced recently is disallowing interest rate of mortgage as a taxable expense. Now this is quite key to understand because this will really affect a lot of landlords. Now what it will happen is they are phasing out over 2 to 3 years where your interest element of your mortgage, which was an allowable expense, will not be allowed anymore. But again, it doesn't affect our investment too much because typically, as I said, the mortgage is around 80 pounds. So even if you are at a higher tax bracket, around 40%, all you're going to lose is around 30 pounds per month, which again, in a bigger scheme of things, is nothing. Whereas if you're investing in London, for example, where your mortgage is around, let's say, 1,000 pound, the new tax law will make it 400 pound dearer to you now. So you will almost lose 400 pound a month based on a higher tax bracket. So is buy to let dead? It might be if you're doing in the wrong area, but if you're doing in the right area like we do, it's still very, very profitable. So I'm just going for a business meeting. I thought I'll do this short video and give you some good information.